Today is a crazy day. We've got coronavirus everywhere, and if you're watching this video and it's been out for a while, then you'll remember when we only had our first 2 deaths in California. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk today about how your FICO score is going to change in the near future to a FICO 10 model, and we're going to also talk about business credit, why you need it, how to get it. So stick around. Pat Walley with Credit Matters. Be sure to like, subscribe, and get those reminders. Now, I am kind of a conspiracy theorist at heart. I mean, basically I always figured if you can think it up, the government's probably already doing it. That's what they get paid to do, is think up stuff. There's spies, and all the best minds in the world are working for the agencies that come up with this stuff. So there's a lot of thought about the coronavirus right now. Now, California just experienced their first 2 deaths. Washington State's got like 10 or 11, and it's growing. I mean, this is a real concern. This is a big deal. When you're watching this, I hope this isn't like a time capsule video and we're talking about thousands and thousands or millions of deaths like in the 1918 epidemic with the Spanish flu. But it could be. It could very well be that we're at the very beginning of something that's going to really transform our economy and the face of humanity. It could be. Or it could just be a really, really bad flu that culls the herd and takes out a bunch of people, and sadly that's sometimes how it works. The elderly are being affected by this big time. It's sad. It's very, very sad. We're at an election year, 2020, and you just never know. You just never know, right? So how does that affect you for credit, money, finances? Well, it's driving the market, first of all. There was a big scare. The market went down thousands of points. We went from like 29,000 down to 25. Now we're back up. It's growing back up. But more importantly, since China is being affected so much, China is a huge supplier of goods around the world. So if China's not getting the commerce and the rest of the world, the economic engine kind of slows down, the government, our federal government, has already lowered the interest rates. What does that mean for you? Well, lower rates mean you can borrow money for less money. So if it's a 5% interest rate and it drops to 4.2, you can borrow that same amount of money for less. And that is the name of the game. That's what this book, Credit Matters, is all about, is how to raise your score, lower your interest rate payments, and increase your cash flow for your personal and your business. You can pick this up on Amazon. It was a number 3 bestseller. We're going to do a number 1 bestseller campaign shortly. Keep a lookout for it. Credit Matters with Pat Walley. So, how does this work with your credit? Well, the government has their thing going on, whatever. FICO, which is the main company that collects your data and reports it, so everybody knows what their FICO score is, or a FICO score. There's actually different ones. I'm not going to get into that. You can watch one of these other videos, like right here. I think we have a video on FICO score and what it means and how you can benefit from it. But FICO 10 specifically, they're rolling it out this summer of 2020. And by estimation, there's going to be tens of millions of Americans whose scores drop by 40 points in some cases, maybe more. Late payments are going to be affected more because that's a risk factor. The score is really a risk analysis of you as a potential buyer on credit. So if I'm a lender, say maybe I'm selling a car, for instance, and I need to, Joe Smith comes up, and if your name is Joe Smith, hey, sorry, no offense, but Joe Smith comes up, he wants to buy a car. Well, I've got to take Joe Smith's application with money. How much money does he make, and how many bills does he have? And then also he signs it, and it authorizes me as the lender to pull his credit to see what kind of risk he is. Now, if Joe Smith is in the 750, 800, 850, no problem. We'll give him the best financing available. Probably has his own financing. But if Joe, like so many Americans, has a low 600s, upper 600s, between 600 and 650, Joe's going to pay more for that vehicle. He can still get financing, but they're going to charge him more interest on that money because he's a higher risk. His score is an indicator of his risk. And the low score means he's a higher risk. Now, is that actually true of Joe? I don't know. I don't know Joe, but neither does that dealer, that car dealer. So if we're going to loan money, well, the lender, not the car dealer, but the lender, if we're going to loan Joe money, we need to know, does he pay things back on time? Does he file bankruptcy after a few years? Does he default on his loans? Does he, 90, 100, 120 days late? So if you're watching this and you've got some credit dings and issues, we can take a look at it. A lot of times there's some inaccuracies reported on your credit report, but more importantly, every American has the right to question the validity of your credit. So if you pull your credit report and you see something on there that you want to question, you can certainly write a letter to Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion and request it to be validated. Now, they're huge multi-billion-dollar companies, so they've got their own methods of validation. Or you can go to a credit repair company, and they can help you to do that. That's what we do at Dignity Credit Solutions, is we have a consumer credit repair process where we can actually help you get inaccuracies off of your record, but also we can help you to validate what is there. So that's part of what Dignity Credit Solutions does. That's dignitycreditsolutions.com. The URL's around, it's down in the notes, probably on the page somewhere. So we got coronavirus. We have FICO 10. We have interest rates. Now, if you're a business and you're watching this and you're a business, how does that affect you and how can you benefit from this change in our economy? Simple. Business credit. Now, I didn't know. My story was my credit score was low. I got it raised up after some trial and error, and then I found out about business credit. Now, this is my interpretation of it. You have personal credit, your FICO score, whatever scoring model they're using, but your personal credit, secured by your Social Security number. You sign things with your Social Security number, and they do a credit check on you. That's personal credit. Then there's what I call a hybrid business credit. I go down to the bank as a business owner, and I sign the documents to get approved, and I put my gross income and all the things that they ask for, plus I sign it with my Social Security number, authorizing the bank to pull my credit. That's not my business credit, that's my personal credit. So if I have a decent credit score, the bank will lend me money. But what if I default or I'm late or something happens to the business, which 90% of businesses fail? So what happens then? Well, because I signed it with my Social Security number, guess who they come after for the money? That's right, your house. Anything that your Social Security number is tied to. So you personally guarantee that loan. Now, that's not in and of itself a bad thing. You should pay your loans. You should pay your debts. You should not, be in business if you can't make money and pay what you borrow. However, there is a third type of business credit. And again, this is Pat Walley's definition of business credit. You got personal credit. You've got a hybrid business credit, which uses your personal credit scores and stuff to qualify. And then there's the third kind over here by itself, pure, true individual business credit. Now that is your business, usually a S Corp or an Inc. or an LLC, and it has an EIN, which is gathered. You can get that from the IRS website, just right on your computer here. And you can establish for your business a unique identity that has its own credit. Remember back when you got your first credit card or your first loan? Yeah, it was a great day. Well, that was your personal credit, and your FICO score reported it. And I use FICO. I'm not in cahoots with them. I don't sell their product. That's just the common thing that people use is their FICO score. It's a registered trademark. Make sure you adhere to all trademark laws. Business credit is different. You have separate vendors that you build vendor accounts with. And it's a very specific recipe and formula to building business credit. Now, I actually think it's kind of like a chocolate chip cookie recipe. Now, my grandma was a great cook, and she would make these cookies, and I don't know how much sugar she put in them, and I don't know how much salt she put in them, and vanilla and eggs and butter, probably a lot of butter because they were really good. But what I do know is that she had a recipe, and if she followed it, we had great cookies. Now imagine making a chocolate chip cookie recipe, and you're pouring the eggs in, you're beating everything up, and you pouring the sugar in, you come up about a half a cup short. And you look and you go, oh, salt looks just like sugar. Can't really tell the difference just by appearance. Let's use salt instead of that half a cup of sugar I was short. So I put the salt in the cookies. Are those cookies going to turn out like grandma's cookies? Heck no. Those are going to be nasty cookies. It's the same thing with business credit. If you build the credit with our proven 7-step system, you have a very, very good chance of coming out with beautiful, oh, your credit smells good, and it doesn't even touch your personal credit. It's separate. And your business will stand alone and build its own credit instead of using personal credit to run your business, which a lot of people do. A lot of entrepreneurs out there use their personal credit cards to fund their business. And because businesses can be more expensive, you got to buy equipment, there's buildings, there's employees, there's all kinds of overhead on most businesses. Those personal credit card limits go way up, and if you carry it, your score goes way down. So we've got a combination system here. You build your business credit, get all the funding and stuff off your personal credit so your personal score starts going up so you can get lower interest rates on your house and your car for personal use. And at the same time, we're building your business credit profile that's a sexy good credit, and the lenders will say yes because you used our 7-step formula to build your business credit, just like tens of thousands of people have done. Now, how do you find out about it? Again, you can go to Amazon right now, and go get this book, Credit Matters, Pat Walley, How to Improve Your Credit and Find Money for Your Business. Or you can visit us at dignitycreditsolutions.com/biz and watch a short video. It explains it all, and you can sign up for a free consultation and we'll talk to you about that. It's amazing. Most business owners like myself don't even know that it exists in that form. They think that hybrid business credit is business credit. It is a form of business credit, but it's not the true standalone business credit. And that's where big companies, I mean like Apple or like Sears or any of these companies, do you think they're operating off of, a hybrid business credit? You don't think Tim Cook is using his personal credit to fund Apple? Heck no. Do you think that Elon Musk is using his credit to run Tesla? No, that business has its own credit, its own lending. And that's how the big boys work. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to tap into some of those resources? So visit our website, go to the show notes below. You'll see all kinds of links and free offers. We've got some budgeting worksheets. We've got some free books offers. If you order a book, we'll ship it to you. Just pay shipping. You can order it right off Amazon. We've got a couple other bestsellers. Go ahead and just visit the show notes. Click on a link. We've got podcasts. We're on Twitter, YouTube, obviously because you're here. Subscribe and like. We just got all kinds of resources for you. Or you can just give us a call. The phone numbers are down below. So we're going to wrap this up for today, but next time we're going to talk a little bit more about how you can get business credit for your business today. Have a blessed day.